Hello everyone! It's time to learn math with Ma'am Liani. Are you ready? Then come on, join me and let's begin!
Okay, ang lesson naman natin ngayon ay adding and subtracting rational algebraic expressions. Ang objectives natin, add and subtract rational algebraic expressions having the same denominator, and then add and subtract rational expressions having different denominators. Okay? Rational algebraic expressions are added or subtracted using the same method as fractions. So, yung pag-a-add at pag-subtract ng fractions, ganun din yung method na gagamitin natin dito sa rational algebraic expressions. To add or subtract rational expressions with the same denominator, you add or subtract the numerators, then copy the same denominator. For example, if P over Q and R over Q, where the Q denominators here are not equal to 0, are rational expressions, then P over Q plus R over Q equals P plus Q over Q. So, i-add lang natin yung numerators and then i-copy lang natin yung same or common denominator. And if we are subtracting P over Q minus R over Q, this is equal to P minus R over Q, our common denominator Q. All right? Let's try to add this. Write your answer in simplified form. Okay, number 1, 7 over 15 plus 3 over 15. So you can see that their denominators are the same or common. So we will apply the method. We simply add the numerator 7 plus 3 over, copy the same denominator 15. Okay, huwag ninyong i-add yung denominators ha. Kopyahin nyo lang yung 15 na common denominator. And then you add it or simplify. 7 plus 3 is 10 over 15. And of course, we always reduce our answers to simplified form or to the lowest term. So we factor 10, which is 2 times 5, and we get the factors of 15, which is 3 and which are 3 and 5. And we cancel out common factors. Okay, we cancel out common factors. Out natin yan. 5 and 5 from numerator and denominator kasi common factor yan. That's equal to 1 na. So, what happens now is simplify the answer. That's equal to 2 over 3. Okay? Yan na yung simplified form. Another example. 2x over x plus y plus 2y over x plus y. So always check the denominator. If it's common or the same, you can start away, add the numerators. So we now have 2x plus 2y. Sulat natin yan. Over, we copy the x plus y, which is the common denominator. Yan. At kung pwedeng i-simplify, ituloy natin na simplify by see if the numerator or denominator can be factored. So, pwede natin i-factor yung numerator dito. Makikita nyo, ma-apply natin yung common monomial factoring kasi may 2 dito, may 2 din dito sa factor dito. So, i-factor out natin yung 2. Factor out natin yan. May times dito. Ano ang naiwan na factor? 2x divided by 2 is x na lang doon sa loob ng parenthesis. And then, 2y divided by 2 is y. Okay? Over x plus y. And then, we cancel out common factors. So, makikita nyo na dyan yung common factor. Okay, Nakita nyo na ba yung common factor? I hope so. Yes. Yan ay x plus y will be cancelled with x plus y here. So, 1 na yung sagot natin dyan. Sagot natin ay 2 times 1 is 2 over 1 na rin syempre dito. So, our final answer is very good. So, tama kayo. Ang final answer natin ay 2. Okay? So, that's the sum of these two algebraic expressions. Now, how about in subtraction? We subtract rational expressions having the same denominator. Okay? Tingnan natin dito. Subtract these rational expressions and of course, simplify your answers. Wait lang, i-erase lang po natin. Okay. There you go. So, 3x plus 5y. 3x plus 5y and then yan, over x plus y minus 2x plus 7 over x plus y. So, subtract naman natin dito. Ang method ay parehas lang. Okay? Yun nga lang, mayroon tayong subtraction na mangyayari dito. Ayan. So, first, tingnan natin kung pwedeng ayan. We subtract pwede. We subtract the numerators 3x plus 5 minus 2x plus 7. Subtract natin. Yan. Sulat nyo, 3x plus 5 minus, okay, ito ay binomial. So, binomial before negative sign or minus sign. So, kailangan nyo palaging ilagay yan sa loob ng parenthesis or grouping symbol. Okay? Pag may minus tayo at binomial or trinomial, maraming terms dito, kailangang i-group nyo yan. Kasi may minus sign dito sa labas. Okay? Over, kopyahin nyo lang yung common factor x plus y. Ayan. So, isimplify natin 3x plus 5. Ayan, 3x plus 5. Okay. Minus, distribute nyo yung minus sign dito sa mga terms dito. I-distribute by multiplication. So, this is understood na negative 1 ang factor dito sa labas. Negative times 2x is negative 2x. Negative times positive 7 is negative 7. Para maalis natin yung grouping symbol. Okay? So, alalahanin yan pag minus or nagsasubtract tayo, ha? At 2 or more terms ang andito sa sumusunod na numerator. Okay? So, negative 2x minus 7 na ngayon. And then, simplify. So, when we simplify, we collect like terms. Makikita natin na may like terms tayo, 3x and minus 2x. Like terms sila kasi pareho nga sila ng variable, di ba? So, pwede nating i-collect yan. Okay, 3x minus 2x is equal to x. Di ba? 3x minus 2x. So, isang x na lang. 3x minus 2x is x. 5 minus 7 is negative 2 over x plus y. And, pwede pa ba nating i-factor ito at i-simplify? Hindi na. Okay na yan. Prime na yan ang ating mga numerator at denominator. So, that's our final answer. That's the difference of these two algebraic expressions. Okay? Now, we will proceed to adding or subtracting rational expressions having different denominators naman ngayon. Pag nagsasubtract tayo, nag-a-add ng expressions na hindi magkaparehas yung denominator, we need to find the lowest common denominator or LCD of rational expressions. Okay? Steps. The first, we express each denominator as a product of its prime factors. And then number 2, we list all the different factors that appear in each denominator. If a factor is common for any of the denominators, we list only the factor with the highest exponent. Okay. Tingnan natin yan sa example. step-by-step na solution. Hanapin natin yung prime factor ng 4. That is 2 times 2 or 2 squared. Okay? And then, ano naman yung prime factor ng 6? That is 3 times 2. Okay? Ngayon, isulat natin yung lowest common denominator o LCM. Parehas din lang yon. Lowest common denominator or lowest common multiple. Okay? So, hanapin natin ngayon yung mga factors dito sa prime. At pagmumultiplyin natin yan lahat. Okay? So, kunin natin yung 2. Alright? May 2 dito sa 4. May 2 din dito sa 6. Sabi kanina na hanapin natin yung factor, common factor na may highest exponent. Dalawang beses ito eh. So, ito yung highest exponent, 2 squared. Dito ay 2 lang. So, yung 2 squared ang kunin natin. Times, yung isa pang factor dito, 3. Okay, mag-multiply lang lahat yan. Lahat ng mga prime factors. Kung may common, ang factor with highest exponent, ang kunin mo doon sa lowest common multiple or lowest common denominator. Kaya naman 2 squared. Kasi dito 2 lang. Ibig sabihin 1 yung ating exponent dito. Dito 2 squared. So 2 squared ang kunin natin kasi mas mataas yung exponent niya times the other factor na naiwan, 3. So i-multiply mo lahat yan, 12 na ang 2 times 2, 4 times 3, 12 pala ang ating lowest common denominator. Okay? So ganito na ngayon. Kopyahin natin ulit itong dalawa and then gawin nating equivalent fractions. So, gawa tayo ng fractions dito na equivalent dito. Gawin natin yung fraction dito na equivalent dito sa pangalawang expression. Paano yon? Gawin nating parehas yung LCD nila muna. So, gawin nating 12. Kasi di ba ang nahanap natin na LCD ay 12. Para maging 12 yung 4, i-multiply natin yan ng 3. Diba? 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So, kung mag-multiply tayo ng 3 dito para maging 12, mag-multiply ka din sa taas para, ang ibig sabihin yan, parang 3 over 3 is 1. Nag-multiply ka lang ng 1. Hindi nag-iba yung value ng expression. 3 over 3 is 1, di ba, class? So, parang i-multiply mo lang yung expression na ito ng 1. So, walang nag-iba. Parang na rewrite lang natin sa ibang form. Okay? Hindi reduced form. Ito yung reduced form. Ito ay na-multiply sa 3. Ito naman ay na-multiply sa 3 para balance. Okay? Ganun din dito. I-multiply din natin sa yung 6 ng number para maging 12. Ano yung i-multiply natin sa 6 para maging 12? Tama, 2. So mag-multiply tayo ng 2 at huwag niyong kalimutan mag-multiply din ng 2 sa numerator para parang nag-multiply lang kayo ng 2 over 2 or 1. Which did not change the value of this expression. O ayan. So common denominator na sila. I-simplify natin. Okay? 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. Okay? Over 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 over 12. Okay, common denominator na yan. So, we will now apply the addition of expressions with common or the same denominator. We simply add the numerators, 6x plus 3 plus 2x minus 4 over. Kopyahin na lang natin ito ngayon kasi the same denominator na, over 12 equals. Simplify natin, we combine like terms. Meron tayong like terms, 6x and 2x. So, 6x plus 2x is 6 plus 2 is 8. And then we affix the x. I-multiply na lang natin yung x na variable. Yung constant naman ngayon, 3 minus 4 is negative 1 over 12.
Okay, next one. Let's add 5 over a plus 3 over 4a. Okay, let's find the prime factors of our denominators, a and 4a. Okay, the prime factor of a is, of course, the same, a itself. And the prime factor of 4a is 2 squared, or 2 times 2 times a. So we now can write the lowest common denominator. Okay, let's get 2 squared multiplied by a, since it's a common common factor for both of a and 4a. So 2 squared now is 2 times 2 times the a being the common factor. We have an LCD of 4a. Okay, so we'll write again our given expressions. We add them, but first we'll make equivalent fractions by multiplying the missing factor under our denominator here. Okay, to make it 4a, then we multiply 4 to a and of course to the numerator as well. So 3 plus 3 over 4a. Eto, hindi na kailangang mag-multiply ka kasi parehas na sila, oh. Common denominator na yan or similar denominator na yan. Okay, you simply multiply the factors up there in the numerator. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times a is 4a plus 3 over 4a. So we now can add our numerator and copy our denominator. So 20 plus 3 is 23 over 4a. This is now our sum of these two expressions, 23 over 4a. Okay. Next example, let's subtract rational expressions having different denominators. Okay, we have 3 over x squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 1 over x squared minus 4. Okay, first we find the prime factors of our different denominators so that we can write the LCD. Okay, so finding the prime factors, let's get x squared minus 2x first. In here, you can only apply common monomial factoring. Take out the common monomial factor here, which is x. There you have it, x. And then, to get the remaining factors inside the parentheses, we divide x squared by x. The answer is x. And then write the minus sign. 2x divided by x is 2. Alright, so that's now the prime factors of the first denominator. Let's go to the second denominator, which is x squared minus 4. In here, makikita nyo na may special pattern dito. Ito yung difference of two squares. Pag makita mo, dalawang perfect squares ito. And you have the difference. So we can apply the technique that we have just studied in our previous module. So, to factor this, we said before that we get their square roots. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of 4 is 2. And we find the sum multiplied by their difference. So here we have x plus 2 and multiplied by quantity x minus 2. So one is the sum, the other factor is the difference. Now we have got the prime factors. We can write the lowest common denominator. We simply write down the product of all these factors. So get or copy x here. And then we have the other factor times quantity x plus 2 times the other factor which is common. So you simply multiply it by x minus 2. So this is now our LCD. Okay, write again our algebraic expressions to be subtracted. Okay, this time, you write the denominators in the factored form. So isulat natin yan in the factored form. Ayan. Tapos gagawa na tayo ngayon ng equivalent fractions. So gawin na nating equivalent fractions itong dalawa. Tapos gawin na nating equivalent fractions itong second expressions. By using now our lowest common denominator. So, to have the same denominator, i-multiply natin yung x times x minus 2 sa factor na kulang. Kunin mo yung kulang dito at i-multiply mo doon. Diba? Yes, nakita nyo na. Nakikita nyo na ba ang kulang? Ayan, i-multiply na natin x plus 2. Okay, mayroon tayong x doon, mayroong x minus 2. So, yung x plus 2 na lang na factor ang kulang. I-multiply natin dito sa denominator. Huwag kalimutan i-multiply din sa numerator. Okay? So, punta naman tayo sa pangalawang expression. Nakita natin na may x plus 2 na factor. Mayroon ding x minus 2. So, isa na lang yung factor na kulang para maging the same denominator tayo. Diba? Multiply mo yung, tama, yung x. Right. So, parehas na sila, oh. X times x minus 2 times quantity x plus 2. X times x plus 2 times quantity x minus 2. Parehas lang yan. Okay? Kahit magkabaliktad yung position, parehas lang. Now, simplify na natin by multiplying factors in the numerator. Here, you can see that pwede nating i-distribute ito. Distribute by multiplication. So, 3 times x, we have 3x. Okay? 3 times 2, we have 6 over our lowest common denominator. Kopyahin lang yan. Okay? And then the minus sign. Okay, this is a factor. We can distribute and multiply it as well. X times 2x equals 2x squared. X times 1 is plus x over, okay, our LCD or denominator. We simply copy it down there. Okay, now we can subtract now our numerators. Subtract na natin. Sulat muna natin. 3x plus 6 minus, okay, group this class because you have binomial terms here. Okay, if you have a sign before binomials and trinomials and the sign is negative, don't forget to group it. Alright? So, huwag kalimutan yan ha pag nagsasubtract tayo. Tapos dito ay 2 or more terms ang nasa numerator, i-group natin yan. Okay? So that now, let's remove. After grouping, we will distribute this negative factor outside. So 3x plus 6, negative 2x, negative times 2x squared is negative 2x squared. Then negative times positive x is negative x. Okay? So there you have x. Na multiply mo lang with quantity x plus 2 times quantity x minus 2 sa ating denominator. Now, we continue simplifying it further by collecting like terms if there are any. So, check first the variable with the highest exponent. Negative 2x squared. Meron bang similar term dito or like term dito? Wala po, nag-iisa yan. X ito, x yun, ito ay x squared. Hindi sila pwedeng mag-combine kasi x ito, x squared. Magkaiba yung exponent. So, just write it down. Nag-iisa lang siya. Negative 2x squared plus yung 3x at saka negative x ang pwede nating combine. Okay, 3x minus x is positive 2x plus 6. Okay? There you are. Na combine na natin lahat yung like terms. So, negative 2x squared plus 2x plus 6 over our denominator x, quantity x plus 2 times quantity x minus 2. Okay, if you look at the numerator, pwede nating i-apply yung common monomial factoring kasi mayroon tayong nakikita na common monomial factor dito. Negative 2 doon, may 2 tayo dito, and then 6. Okay, sa variable, wala kasi may x squared dito, x dito, wala naman dito. Okay, tingnan natin. So, i-factor out natin yung negative. Pag may negative, isama natin yung na-factor out. Negative 2. Ang common monomial factor natin. And then, write inside the parenthesis the remaining factors. So, negative 2x squared divided by negative 2 is x squared. Okay. Positive 2x divided by negative 2 becomes negative x. And then 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. Over x, quantity x plus 2 times quantity x minus 2. So this is now the final answer. That's all for this session. I'll leave you with a word from Creflo A. Dollar. The process of change is made up of subtraction and addition, taking something off and then putting something on. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, subscribe and like my YouTube channel.